everyone, this is Anam. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be explaining the poem Fog along with all the poetic devices. It's from the book First Flight of class 10 and the poet is Carl Sandburg. Carl Sandburg was an American poet, biographer, journalist and editor. He won 3 Pulitzer Prizes. Pulitzer Prize is a very prestigious prize in the field of writing. He won 3 Pulitzer Prizes, 2 for his poetry and 1 for his biography of Abraham Lincoln. This poem, Fog, is a short poem consisting only of 6 lines which are divided into 2 sentences. It captures a natural phenomena, the appearance and disappearance of fog. The movements of fog are compared to those of a cat. Let's begin. The fog comes on little cat feet. The setting of the poem is in a beach town, in a harbour. The poet says the fog comes, the poet is comparing the fog with a cat. He says that it comes on little cat feet. It comes just like a cat does. It comes silently. It comes stealthily. It sits looking over harbour and city on silent haunches and then moves on. Haunches means sitting with knees bent, just like a cat does. A cat sits by bending its knees. So the poet says, just like a cat, the fog comes very silently without making any noise. It comes stealthily. It remains at one place for some time and then it disappears. It vanishes from the scene as if it was never there. So similarly, when a cat comes, it comes without making any noise. It sits at one place for some time. It observes everything which is happening around and then it disappears as quietly as it had come. So yeah, this is what the poem is all about. It doesn't have any deep meaning. It just talks about the natural phenomena which I've already explained. It only presents the elusive nature of fog, that it comes and then it disappears quickly. Let's discuss the poetic devices now. First is rhyme scheme. So as you can see, the poem is there on the right hand side of your screen. You can see the last words. There is no rhyme scheme. Comes, feet, looking, city, haunches, on. So none of the words are rhyming with each other. So it is a free verse. When there is no rhyme scheme, it is called free verse. Second is enjambment. As we know, enjambment means when there is no punctuation mark at the end of a line. The fog comes. There is no punctuation mark. There is no full stop. So it is called enjambment. Similarly, there is no punctuation mark after third, fourth and fifth line also. So whenever there is no punctuation mark at the end of a line and the idea continues to the next line, it is called enjambment. Next is metaphor. Like I said, fog is compared to cat. So it is metaphor. What is metaphor? When there is a comparison, right? Without using the words as or like. If we compare 2 things by using the words like or as, it is called similarly. It is called simile. But when the comparison is done without using the words like as, like, it is called metaphor. Next is personification. In this short poem, the fog is personified. The fog comes. See the bold words? The fog comes. It sits. Now, a fog just appears on the scene. It doesn't walk and it doesn't come, right? So, the poet is presenting fog as if it's a human, as if it's a person. So, we can say the fog is personified and this literary device is called personification. Next is transferred epithet. As I have explained in the previous poems also, transferred epithet. When an adjective is used with a noun, other than the noun, it actually qualifies. It is called transferred epithet. For example, see the underlined words, silent haunches. Here, the haunches, the sitting style is not silent. Who is silent? The cat is silent. But instead of saying the silent cat, the poet is saying silent haunches. So there is a transfer. The word silent, which should have been used with the cat, it is being used with haunches. So it is called transferred epithet. Next is imagery. Imagery has been used beautifully in this poem because when we read it, it creates a beautiful picture in our mind that fog has come in a town and nothing is visible clearly. So such kind of images are created in our mind. So we can say that yes, imagery has been used here. Imagery means when we read something and it makes us imagine something, right? It makes us imagine the scene. It makes us create a picture of the scene. So yeah, imagery has been used. It was a very short poem. That's all about it. If you liked my video, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for more such videos. Thank you.